Last time out, we tested out quarterbacks at varying overalls. A 75 is where we started with Sam Howell, and he was honestly pretty impressive. He hit on a majority of his short throws, hit some on the run, a little bit under pressure. Now, he did struggle a little bit when it came to medium and deep throws, but that was true to his accuracies. Where things started to tumble a little bit was when we jumped over to play with Brock Purdy, a mid-80s overall, and for the most part, he was okay, but he missed some throws, though we did see an increased accuracy with medium and deep, and those accuracies were higher. We then ran a few drives with the highest overall quarterback in the game in Patrick Mahomes, and it was about as perfect can be. And that leaves us here today, where we are going to continue on but narrow down closer to the overalls of the quarterbacks we've used in our Rams franchise to truly test if that series is broken. We, as mentioned, saw a little bit of some mixed play. Sam Howell was very impressive, had some problems down the field, but throws on the run were catchable, if not truly accurate. We had some down the field problems here and there, but that's going to come with it. We definitely found out that the offensive line is a big part of your passing game, because if there is a guy within 3 or so yards of you, no matter what your rating is for throw under pressure, it's just not going to be an accurate ball. Some might be wildly inaccurate and some might just be slightly inaccurate. But either way, it's going to be inaccurate. Now, as we mentioned, we're going to be narrowing down the quarterback overalls to more so match the quarterbacks we've used, and we're starting here with the Carolina Panthers. So that means we're going to be using the rookie quarterback in Young. Now, Young is a hidden dev player. We saw really good passing when we used a normal dev. I want to say a superstar and an X factor. We haven't used a star, but potentially that might be what Young is. I don't know. I haven't played with him, but we're going to see some pretty solid short accuracy here in 86. Now, we've seen some pretty wild throws when it's come to medium and deep accuracies being in the lower 80s. So I'm curious to see if we can replicate that here. And that was a problem both in the Rams series as well as just in our testing last time. More specifically, throw on the run is an 83, play action 81, throw under pressure again, I don't really think it matters all too much. And he has some mobility. So what I just want to see here is solid short accuracy, maybe a little awry occasionally, but catchable. Throw on the run is an 83, so we should be able to do that fairly well as well. So let's start testing. And just like last time, we're using the same slider sets. All the settings are the same, using the same playbook. We are just trying to narrow down quarterback play to see if we could get some real action here, as that's an accurate ball knocked away. And almost just as important there, that was a throw that was under pressure and it was still accurate. That's what we're looking for, just catchable passes, as there's really not much there. Having to evade some rush, but we do end up still getting sacked, plus a flag. So all around, just not a good play. It leaves us with 2nd and 20. Good opportunity to test some deep balls here. Got a one-on-one to the outside, look for a back shoulder throw, and it's a dot. Now, Young does not have the best arm. I want to say the throw power was around like an 86 or something like that. So the fact that he did get a pretty accurate deep ball is good to see. We've played with quarterbacks of varying arm strength, and occasionally they just don't have enough power to get the ball downfield, but not the case there. As again, we have some more options for crossing routes, and the hit definitely disrupted that one. So on 3rd and 8, we spread too wide either side. They're playing some off coverage here, so we might need to go with one of these quick throws. Or on the in, accurate ball, slightly behind, but that was due to the stick control. When that pass had the height it needed, put it in between the two defenders. All in all, really good accuracy there. And that was more of a medium throw. Trying to thread the needle here, and it's gonna get picked by the incoming safety. That was just a throw, probably shouldn't have taken, but the ball was accurate. And at the end of the day, that's all we're looking for, just accurate passes. We don't care if they're intercepted, if it's a good play from the corner or what. We're just looking for some good balls. Again, that one was accurate, just not a good choice to throw. So maybe to continue testing, stop throwing interceptions. That'll also help us out, as we have to step up here, try to get this one deep. Not really where I wanted that one to go. It's also going to be another interception. Wanted that one to be a little bit more vertical, so Can you blame the quarterback accuracy? Blame a bad choice? Maybe it could go either way. And we're also past the line anyway. But after a lot of interceptions all back to back, let's shake it up a little bit here. Try to go with some quick throws across the middle as we find Thielen down to the 15. Obviously talked about needing to see good short accuracy, and we are seeing that here with Young. Now let's try to see if we could get a throw on the run accurate. A little bit too far out in front, and that one is going to be on the accuracy and a really bad tackle attempt as AJ Terrell is taking this one all the way past the diving Sanders. So the throw on the run mixed with a medium pass ended up just not being accurate. It wasn't wildly inaccurate, but it just wasn't great as we almost have a 5th interception. Falcons defense definitely flying around, but also just not making very good reads here as we're really just chucking the ball around. Though would like to put together somewhat of a good drive here. A broken sack attempt. Put this one back on the inside. We do find Hayden Hurst, who drops it, and I believe we're past that one past the line again. But at least it was an accurate throw as we have 3rd and 15 here. A little bit of some play action. We're going to have Chark going to the outside. Decently placed ball, slightly off. Had to adjust, but first down gain. And after the testing session we had on Tuesday, we were already kind of leaning towards the fact that our Rams franchise probably is just a broken save. But we're really trying to narrow that one down today, and again, already feeling like, despite the interceptions, we're leaning still on that side. We're using the same exact playbook, running the same exact plays we do in that series, and we're just seeing a lot better results. And as we are inside the 2-minute warning here, I do plan on having a very true to that series reenactment, potentially, for the last bit of this testing. As right down the seam, Trimble nearly had it. A great play there. Is that Okuda? Either way, phenomenal bit of defending there. Could have been and nearly should have been a touchdown. But instead, they get some pressure, dump this one off for the running back, and it's off the lineman's head. Now let's see if we could find ourselves some touchdown here before the end of this half as we roll. On the run, it's a dot to Chenault, who holds on to it in tight coverage, but on the move, we see an accurate pass downfield, very rare for our Rams franchise, and we see it here with a lower overall quarterback, of which we use. But with 1:15, we still have time here before half, plus one timeout to try to find some more points. So let's try to air out the ball here, see if we could get some down the field action as a back shoulder is a little bit too far downfield. Though, as a reminder, deep accuracy only an 80, which I found out really isn't all too great. As we should have a pass across the middle, but no time to get that one out. The hit takes all the strength off of that one. So on 3rd and 10, we still sit back here at the 25. Haven't even ran much clock either. We have some options on some corner out routes. We're going to go right across the middle. It's Chenault with a big catch just to midfield. Let's get back to the line quickly here. Only the one timeout remains here for us. They do have their best corner in AJ Terrell over on the side of Mingo going deep. Or we could try to go with a slant across the middle, and it's dropped by Chark. So instead of trying to favor the side of Mingo, let's try to favor the side of Chark with a single high safety. They shade the opposite way, maybe look for a back shoulder as that one nearly jumped, but also nearly caught. Mike Hughes just able to knock that one away as we have another 3rd down with some play action. We have Thielen going deep. It's a dot to him, but he does not stay in bounds, but down to the 14. But a good throw there from Young and a chance to add some more points here. As they do cover the underneath, toss this one up for Thielen, who just doesn't get that foot in. Was, for the most part, a pretty accurate throw, slightly off, but nothing dramatic. As they cover the deep route this time, having to roll, and they stop the route, but we still get a good ball, but it's dropped again. But overall, feel like Young is throwing pretty well. We've seen some of, I feel like, the better accuracies from some of the lower overall quarterbacks in these testings. As we have a receiver to the outside, it's going to be caught. Hayden Hurst takes the hit. 4th and 1. Let's call a timeout. We want a touchdown. 6 yards away, or the first down is 1 yard away. They're playing some off coverage here. Let's have Thielen go on the zig, though they do shade out there. Everyone's covered, rolling out here. Would like to find a throw. Back late. Thielen does get the catch, but not into the end zone, and that will end this game's testing. Let's jump into another one here with Bryce Young and still see if we're seeing the same thing, just against a potentially better defense. And I felt like a good test would be against the Seattle Seahawks defense. It's a young defense, but filled with a lot of good players, and one that we play quite a lot against in the Rams franchise. So should be comparable here. As we start with a short throw underneath, gonna go to Thielen. Through the first game, we did see some good accuracy underneath. We saw some flashes of some medium, some deep. Would like to maybe see a little bit more and maybe stop throwing the ball past the line of scrimmage. What is that, the third already today? Through what, like 3 seasons and 2 games? We've maybe done that twice in the Rams franchise. I don't know why we're doing it so much today. As we don't have time to get rid of that one, it's a sack coming in, or throwaway on the near sack, and we'll start again. So no interceptions, no throwing past the line of scrimmage, and hopefully not getting sacked. That's just what we need. As we can dump this one off, and that's a pretty inaccurate throw for it being 5 yards at most. Now I'm perfectly fine with that occasionally happen, because that does occasionally happen in real life. But still want to see, for the most part, a lot better accuracies as a flag comes in. It's definitely not going to be throwing past the line, and they actually called DPI on that one. I'll take it as they scrunch down the box here. Maybe see if we can get someone over the top. Coming across, it's an accurate ball for Chark, and he holds on to this one. Well, that was a good one from Bryce Young. Put it where he could catch it and run while still not being too far out in front. Going to the running back here, it's Sanders out of the backfield. We'll pick up a gain of 8. The Seattle Seahawks secondary, I mean, they've got a lot of speed. They can fly around for sure. As we look for Chark, that one nowhere close. They say a throw under pressure, but he really wasn't. That one was just truly just a bad throw. Probably fine where it ended up because it could have been intercepted, but definitely not accurate. And no time to throw that one. It's a sack coming from behind and a sack fumble. Now let's try to get through one more drive here with Young and then switch it up to a different quarterback. Again, really trying to test out some of the deep throws, as that one not too bad for Mingo. A little bit of some jostling between the DB and Mingo, but no flag that time. We all know NFL refs are extremely consistent with a 2nd and 10. Some crossing routes across the middle, or we could go Thielen with a well-placed ball, throwing his receiver open and actually accurate to the stick use. Now we see some press coverage on the outside, or just across the entire line here, even at slot. We beat it pretty well, but that was a bad throw. Was not intended to be a back shoulder throw whatsoever. So seeing a little bit of some mixed play here from Young when it comes to the medium and deep. But again, the accuracies are not fantastic for him at that spot, so don't expect them to be. Throwing back across the body, not great. And that's a kind of throw that we hit pretty accurately testing on Tuesday with Sam Howell. So definitely going to see a little bit of some inconsistency here and there. A little bit different depending on the quarterback, as the defender comes in and Thielen somehow snags that one. Was a questionable throw to go with that one, but it ends up not quite costing us, even though it was close. As we'll end the quarter here, we're still going to finish this drive. But while that pass was questionable, it was accurately placed. Off coverage on the outside here, we got a one-on-one with Chark. Pass rush coming in, placed up for him, little bit behind. Didn't quite become a back shoulder throw, just okay. Plus with the hit coming in behind, you're not going to again have perfect accuracy, but that one was within the range. As it's not going to be play action here, we got some guys going deep. One-on-one, place it out for your guy, and Hayden Hurst brings it in. Not too bad of an ending here for our time with Bryce Young. There were some ups, there were some downs, but we definitely got some good scores. Now, next up for our testing is going to be probably one of the most hated starting quarterbacks in the league. One of, not the, in Mac Jones. Now, he is a star dev. That's a dev trait we have not tested here. And he has kind of similar accuracies from what we just tested here with Young in terms of medium and deep. But he's going to have even better short accuracy We throw on the run a little bit lower, under pressure and play action about the same. Slightly less, I believe, mobility, but I think he also has less awareness. But again, we're choosing a group of quarterbacks here who are similar to, if not slightly lower overall or even lower ranking-wise or rating-wise than the quarterbacks we have been using, just to see if they truly outperform the guys that we've had in our Rams franchise. And with our first test here with Jones, it's against the Eagles, though it looks like we got a turnover as we're actually starting in pretty good territory. Just need to see some good throws and no time to actually get rid of that one. So using Jones in this one might be a good way to test the throw on the run, as we're probably going to have to be running quite a bit, as already they're getting pressure and it's going to be a sack. So definitely does not appear like we have an offensive line here with the Patriots to match up against the Eagles, as we're going to need a deep throw here. How about a back shoulder? Not well placed, but a good adjustment with the first down to the 1. It ends up being the safest placement probably for that one, but did not need to be that far to the outside. So we're going to have Douglas go on the zig here. They cover the outside, look for a pass up and tipped away from, I believe, Gesicki. So on 2nd and 10, we'll change it up a little bit here. Dump this one off, and it's to Zeke. It's a well-placed ball on the outside shoulder away from the defender. Good enough power to get it there quick enough. All around, really solid few drives there. Had its little misses, but overall, those misses weren't big. As we continue on here, need to see if we could replicate that. Some throws on the run would be nice, but they're just taking him way too far downfield. We still find Gesicki. Was a pretty accurate throw on the run as well. So we'll stick with the 2 spread either side here. Same kind of play we actually ran for the touchdown, as we do not get a good enough throw out quickly enough. That one was intended for Elliott, but another hit on the quarterback. Jones should be having probably some pretty low stamina right now, which we also need to test, as that is a good throw to Gesicki past the defender. So let's change it up a little bit more here now with a 3 set to the left-hand side. Smith-Schuster lone to the right-hand side. Try to roll out here. Everyone's covered. Get it out late. Accurate ball downfield to Smith-Schuster. You could ask for a little bit more there from Darius Slade, but good for our testing. And if Mac Jones is throwing dimes like these, definitely not looking promising for the Rams franchise. As some play action. Not a good choice to throw that one, but it's not picked. Just taking a little bit too much of a risk with that one as we go play action roll. Again, needing to test some throw on the run. Get this one out to Gesicki, or not this Gesicki, I believe that was Hunter Henry actually. Well, the ball placed too far out of bounds there. Not really a chance to make the play. At least safe in the fact that it definitely wasn't going to get picked. Stepping up here and getting hit from behind. Leaves 4th and 9. But we're going nowhere. On 4th and 9, we could get a first down just shy of the goal line. So really going for the touchdown here. Hard count, no one jumps. Good throw across the middle. It is not. That one was intended for Douglas and was thrown well behind with the high loft. So still seeing a mixed result here from Jones. Again, he doesn't have very good awareness, has some decent accuracies as he's on the run here, trying to get this one downfield. It comes up well short, but Douglas comes sprinting over to save his QB. Now that kind of inaccuracy, though, that's not really down to the accuracy ratings. That's throw power issue. He's got 85, so he's not going to be able to loft that one 70 yards downfield on the run. But he can lay this one pretty good here for Parker, who had to make a slight adjustment to it. But he catches it, for the most part, on the run as we're down to the 12. Now we have a one-on-one and some press on the outside with the deep route to Smith-Schuster. Maybe see if he could carry the coverage down, open up the middle. Not really. Instead, he's going to look to scramble, picks up a block, and we get a jump or hurdle. No, we cannot. But that does at least effectively lower this stamina. It's down inside the yellow. When it kind of gets to that spot, accuracy tends to dip. As we go to the outside, it's a little bit behind Douglas, but it's still an accurate, catchable ball. Catchable being the key word as we strike again. But with just 1:10 on the clock here before half, we'll do one more drive, take us to half, wherever that ends up. We got 3 timeouts. Can we make the plays? Back shoulder Devontae, not quite back shoulder. We've seemingly gotten more open on some crossing routes here, so we have a couple mixed in. See if we can find a little bit of some space downfield. Rolling. Much of any opening here is going to have to come back is Parker, but he does not. Instead, Bradbury does. Knocks it away. Well, let's see if we could spring Douglas here. 3rd and 10. If Parker can drag in the outside corner, Douglas leak down the sideline. That would be nice. Though they have the one-on-one and the big hit from Fletcher Cox, who recovers it. That'll probably do for testing in this game. Let's jump to another one. And this time it's against Miami's defense in the rain. Let's see how much of that rain affects Jones, as we're going to start already with some play action. Needed to get rid of it, and definitely did not get rid of it to a target. But with Miami's defense, the rain again should provide a good testing source here just to see how well the quarterback plays in all elements, as Smith-Schuster evades the guys and he should be gone. Not a whole lot of gas in the tank, but he makes it to the end zone. We strike on our first possession of this game. Definitely feel like we're hitting on some bigger plays with these new franchises rather than what we had with the Rams, as that ball accurate. We had pressure coming in from behind in the rain. All looks good. And now we have a single high safety, though a stacked box. See if we can get someone downfield, as we have to play a little bit within the box here. And we're just going to scramble instead with Jones, who picks up a good bit and does not slide with the foot up. Now we might be able to hit on some deep balls here. They actually have Jalen Ramsey playing in the slot or nickel corner, to be more correct. And nowhere to go as we try to find some space through the line. It will be a loss of 3. Trying to test a little bit more of those medium and deep throws in the rain here. We've seen some good accuracy short. That's not really a problem I think we have, as we go with one of the short ones to Smith-Schuster. And on 3rd and 4, still stacking the box here. We got some more medium and deep options. A couple checkdowns with the running backs if we need, as we'll swing it out to him. Stevenson try to put the move on the man, but just back to the line. But of course we're going for it, because punting does not help us test anything. A little bit of some play action as we're winding down here in the first quarter. Rolling. We have an option deep. It's not quite placed well enough there. It's going to be a good play from the cornerback as well. Holland gets the pick and will end this drive. We needed that ball a little bit more towards the sideline. Rather, kind of looked like it floated and went more straight downfield. Ended up just not quite being what we need. Good ball here. After the good release, Parker trying to outrun everyone, and he will. Past 2 diving defenders, we strike in 1 play. And that gives us time for one more drive here, though. We are backed up with 2:37 left here in the first half. Trying to roll. We have an option deep. Toss it up here for Smith-Schuster, one-on-one, who mosses the corner. All right, we're rolling here with the Pats. Really considering the lack of throw power there from Jones on the run. Not a bad ball. Put it up for his receiver to let him make a play. As nowhere to really go there, we eat it. So after the big play, we then back it up. 2nd and 22, and not back it up in a good way. Back it up in a bad way. As we roll here, Zeke over the top on the run. Placed well, and he does not hold on to it. But that was about a near perfect throw from Jones. As we got ourselves 3rd and long, they send the blitz and it hits home before we get rid of it. So on 4th and forever here, can we strike big once again? They're playing off coverage this time, so wouldn't quite appear so. We're all going to send Zeke right down the seam. They bring some pressure, so let's roll with it. Try to see if we can place a good ball out here for him, and it's that time just not a good ball. About 5 yards too far out in front. Turnover on downs. But we will still have a chance, just with less time, 1:07 now. We still have all of our timeouts. They send some pressure. We got a one-on-one. Let's get it out to Smith-Schuster. It's behind him. But again, that's just due to a limit of throw power. So we're definitely getting a good gauge at what the throw power can really give our guys. As we have a guy across the middle, the hit lofts that one up, and it's tipped away. Though I do feel like we are getting better throw under pressure today than we were on Tuesday. So take that as you will as we get smacked from both sides. Well, we got lucky the last drive before we got very unlucky. Can we strike again? Again, it's all non-press, all off coverage. That's the term. We have Gesicki, but that ball was horrible from Jones and a not great way of ending our time here with him. And of course, the only way to truly end the testing is to finish it where this all began. Playing with the Rams. The base start, obviously there's been some change in some overalls, but playing with Mathew Stafford. Now, if you guys were not here for the beginning of the Rams franchise, I know we've had a lot of people join the channel since, and maybe you are just now seeing it with this video. If so, hope you guys enjoyed. Do definitely stick around. But when we started with the Rams franchise, Mathew Stafford was so bad. We could not complete a single pass with him. I think the first couple games we maybe had 32% completion percentage, and that's really not an exaggeration. It was so bad we started Stetson Bennett for pretty much the entirety of the first season, and he was a 62 overall. Mathew Stafford here is a 79 true. He has a -1 from morale. Normal dev. He has 93 throw power. The deep and medium are, again, still about on par with the other quarterbacks we've used today. Even short accuracy, still about on par. Throw on the run is going to be a whole lot better. Throw under pressure, maybe slightly better. Awareness, a good bit better than the last one, but less mobility. But we just need to see if Mathew Stafford completes passes. Because if he does, I really feel like that solidifies probably what we're all thinking. And so the final bit of testing begins here, back at SoFi with the Rams against one of the best defenses in the game, and we already miss on a short throw. Again, the accuracy for Mathew Stafford for the short is not bad. I want to say it was an 88 true with a -1 was at an 87. Can he hit this one? Well, he could hit Fred Warner, who just had a really good coverage, but we forced the fumble, but he still recovers. Now, while obviously turnover, the ball was placed well. It was where his receiver would have been, or kind of was, just behind a big body. As the hit jostles that one way up, Cooper Kupp still dives for it, but it's another incompletion. So we're trying to see if we can complete a pass here with Mathew Stafford. We got some short, we got some medium. Who's it gonna be? Dumping this one off. There's an accurate throw out to Henderson, which I believe while recording this, he was actually released earlier today. 3rd and 9, a little bit of some play action. Can we find someone open? No, we can't. But are we going for it? Yes. Yes, we are. 4th and 9. We got a lot of crossing short routes here. See if we find one of them for a nice gain. It's Atwell who breaks the tackle, but the animation forces us out. So let's restart a drive. First timeout. I guess that was technically actually the second timeout. Slightly better, but still not great here with Mathew Stafford. Just need some accurate balls. That one to the outside does find Cooper Kupp, immediately going out of bounds. And obviously in our franchise, we didn't get to play with Cooper Kupp all too much. He requested a trade pretty early on due to the lack of success with the team, but we did have Nakua, who drops the first pass to him. Though that would have been a tough catch to get. 3rd and 4. We got some deep routes, we got some short, quick stops. As we go to one of those stops, essentially a pick play as, I guess that goes as an incompletion as Nakua couldn't hold on to it once again. And that's kind of the funny part, because Nakua in our series, he holds on to pretty much all the passes. But this one, who's actually an upgraded version, really has not been. Mathew Stafford gonna step up here. He's gonna pick up that first and take a big hit. But he holds on to it. I like to have the ability to test out some of these deep options as long as the blocking actually holds up here for us, which it really doesn't. And instead of throwing past the line of scrimmage again, we just scramble again. Gain is 7. Now Stafford definitely feeling it after that hit, which will give us an opportunity to see how well he could throw the pass or not throw the pass while he doesn't have a lot of stamina. That one placed definitely too high for Tutu Atwell. Wasn't a great choice to throw, but had to test it. And we're definitely not giving Stafford an easy first go here. Again, against 49ers defense, it's an 88 rating. Throw this one to the outside, on target to Higbee. Now, I will say most of the short throws have been accurate. Just haven't really been able to test those medium and deep because we just keep getting hit. But we do get that one out to Higbee, who does not break the tackle, but first down up to the 41. Maybe see if we can get a little bit of some play action. Higbee deep, Nakua on a bit of a corner route here. As we do get some good blocking on that side, we could roll out, try to get this one placed out for Nakua. Toe taps down to the 27. Stafford starting to get things moving here. As we're going to have another deep option. This time instead of the corner, it's more of a deep out route. As we do not have time, we're going to count that one as throwing it away, even though the ball definitely didn't travel anywhere. Though, I'll take it. As it's 2nd and 10, still sticking with that tight look. We have a drag, couple stops, one deep. As we will go with the drag to Higbee, who's gotten a fair few amount of catches already this drive. So we'll get back to the line quickly here. Have 2 deeper routes, a few amount of underneath play as well. 2-2 going on the late zig. Despite the hit, it's placed well as he turns up, trying to get the hurdle, but smacked down at the 4. So despite a little bit of the slow start, pretty accurate ball sense as we will find a score here with Cooper Kupp, and we're starting to complete most of these throws here with Stafford. And we'll have 2 timeouts and a minute 47 to try to find one more score in this matchup before jumping to another one. How about to the outside? It's Nakua. Jumped, knocked away by Lenore. A good time to test out some deep options if they're open, or honestly, even if they're not. We could still try to let them rip or get smacked down by Eric Armstead right down the middle. 3rd and 16. They call the timeout. As they're double covering Nakua to the left-hand side. That's a stack look you typically see against Justin Jefferson. Not much space to go, and another sack for Armstead right down the middle. Though with potentially just one last throw here in this match. Let's see what we can do. With Stafford to the outside, it's Nakua, and it's about half a yard behind where it needed to be. Knocked away. We might still get a chance, so let's see. And indeed, we will, as the 49ers score pretty quickly. They're up 24-7 right now. As they bring the blitz, let's try to roll out. We have a guy coming across the middle, and it's not very accurately thrown from the veteran Stafford. So overall, definitely feel a completely different kind of gameplay here with the Rams. Potentially, they're just a cursed franchise here in Madden 24. Though that one drops in, Cooper Kupp breaks a tackle. We'll take one of our timeouts there. Now, obviously, we've had some good passing with the Rams here and there, but it's just so inconsistent that it makes you feel like something is broken, as the offensive line is definitely broken, as well as probably Mathew Stafford's ribs at this point. 2nd and 10. Can we just get blocking long enough to find someone open downfield? No, we can't. We know he can complete the short throws. We need to see if he can complete the medium and deep, but so far this line not really letting us test it, as another hit comes in at the point of the throw, and we have 4th and 10. So on this one, we're keeping Henderson back here. Just try to provide a little bit more blocking, but it doesn't work. That will do it for us in this one. Let's jump to one more game. Now against a slightly lower overall defense. Can we finally see a little bit more here from Mathew Stafford? As we start with some play action, it's a sack. That same thing we've already seen. Obviously, we knew that the offensive line wasn't very good. I think, even through the short bit of the series, we really only have kept one of the offensive linemen, as that pass probably should have been caught, or at least attempted. We get bailed out with a flag. And that's just one thing here in Madden that I don't quite understand. You deliver a pretty decent ball, it's in the vicinity of your receiver, and they just really don't even try to catch it. As we roll out here, try to deliver a good ball on the run, and under pressure does find Cooper Kupp. I do ultimately feel like we're seeing a little bit more here from Stafford than we did in our series, but it's definitely nothing splashy by any means, though that was a good one to Tutu Atwell. Definitely haven't seen many throws squeezed into tight windows throughout the series. As we have our 1st and 10, close to the 25. Stepping up, delivering a ball to Cooper Kupp, who takes the big hit, does not hold on. but the ball was accurate. So that's, again, the primary focus of these testings, is just seeing accurate passes. As we need to get rid of that one, we get it out too late, and it only goes about 2 yards. But with 3rd and 10, we have a one-on-one. Robinson may come 2-on-1, depending on what that safety does, who actually runs immediately to the other side, as, again, another pass that could have been at least attempted to be caught. But instead, it's 4th and 10. Now, obviously, those kind of throws were just slightly off, but, again, I imagine that they could at least be attempted to be caught. As we have to roll again, we do have our guy open, and that one you feel like it's more of just a bad throw from Stafford and a turnover on downs. And it's really a throw that you expect him to make. But we start a new drive here, see if we can get something a little bit more clean. As we do find Nakua spinning off, but not going to get away from Pratt. We do have a large section of the middle right side of the field open downfield. So they start to shade that way, and in comes another sack. So clearly, as mentioned at the top of the episode, offensive line is really important for how your passing game is going to work. But it's really not the passing game that has been holding back this team, as that not a good throw either. He had Cooper Kupp over the top of the linebacker, but just placed it too far downfield. Now leaves us with 3rd and long. As we're going to have to roll out here, check this one down, and it's another bad throw. And Stafford's throw on the run rating wasn't too bad. It was upper 80s, and we're just not seeing very many good throws on the run from him. Bump coverage on the outside doesn't quite work. That ball's placed well as Robinson off to the races, and he outruns the defense. We do find a score here with the Rams, DeMarcus Robinson. And we'll still have 3:25 left to finish off some testing here with Stafford. It has not been clean. Offensive line definitely isn't helping, and plus there's a flag that's probably holding. And I would be exactly right. 1st and 20, they're tight down the double A gap. Get a quick throw on the seam, 2-2 with a nice pickup, leaving 2nd and 10. Let's get back to the line quickly here. As they bring down the safety to the left-hand side, let's shade some blocking that way. Nakua coming on a drag. We got some deep crossers. As we'll get this one a short, quick throw. It does actually get it to Nakua. All right, back to it. Still walking down the safety. They got the single high safety now. Stafford just needs a clean pocket, which he rarely gets. Rolling. That time an accurate throw from Robinson with an interesting animation. Right back to it once again here. Single high safety, walking down the other. Rinse and repeat, it seems like. Just want to swing out Henderson here, though they do drop that safety back. Right down the seam. Not a good throw, but probably better than what it could have been. And by that, need an interception. Not a smart decision to throw where that was going. As it's 3rd and 3. Nakua does not get the release. Slant thrown late, and it's behind Awuzie. Gets the pick. We get the tackle, but that might have been it. No, we get the ball back rather quickly. So we'll still have some time here. We're just back to the 20. A quick reset for Mathew Stafford, who has not started off really great. Throw is well behind Nakua on the outside. So we're definitely just not seeing good gameplay from the Rams. They just might be a bad Madden 2014, because we've seen good gameplay from just about everyone else, as that pass probably thrown past the line, and that hit was unnecessary. It also just wasn't an accurately placed ball either. Really didn't have much in play there. 3rd and 15, some play action. We roll, have our guy coming across, and it's another bad throw. So 4th and 15, and this will be our final snap of the testing. At least if we don't convert, which I don't think we do, as the pass rush hits home to wrap us up. And ultimately, where does that leave us with this Rams franchise? Well, we saw some pretty good gameplay from just about every other team we used, with quarterbacks that are either very similar to or even lesser than what we've had with quarterbacks in this series. Now, the only kink I feel like to that was the gameplay we just watched with the other Rams. That was bad, right? We weren't completing passes. We were getting hit a whole lot. The offensive line was trash, but they really weren't doing much. And kind of makes me think that maybe the Rams are just a cursed organization in Madden 24. I feel like typically there's those kind of teams that just never really do well, like the Minnesota Vikings. If you ever play without, like, not controlling the Vikings, they never do well in these series. Potentially, Rams just aren't meant to do well in Madden 24. Because we saw Sam Howell, we saw Bryce Young, we saw several different other quarterbacks play much better, Mac Jones even, play much better than what we've seen in this series. And it was more consistent for him. Obviously, we didn't play full stretches, the full seasons with these other quarterbacks, but we played a couple games against a couple different defenses, and it was the same in each game. Open receivers, for the most part, got accurate passes. That's just not happening in this series. So what I expect, and if you are having the same problems, I suggest you do the same thing we just did here. Test a few different new franchises, see if it's the same thing. And if you started your franchise at the very beginning of Madden 24, it might just be broken. It might just not work no matter what your slider sets are, because I use the same settings in all the testing that I do in this franchise. And the gameplay was, outside of that Rams, completely different. So what I expect is tomorrow will be our final day with this true Rams team, not the Rams that we used in the testing. And we will wrap up this series, hopefully with a nice little bow on top. It's going to be a little bit more of a story-based episode, very similar to how I finished our previous traditional franchise when Madden 23 season kind of came to an end. So if you were here for that, you know what to expect. If you weren't here for that, it's not going to be us playing a whole lot. We're going to jump in, watch a couple bits of some games here and there, but we're going to jump into the future and see how the team finishes off with whatever things crop up throughout that episode. So definitely make sure you stick around for the ending of our first franchise, our first traditional franchise on Madden 24, and the beginning of a new one on still Madden 24. But that new one will be started on Monday. My traditional franchises every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We also do the States Only Challenge, where we have 5 years to win a Super Bowl with a team built off of players who played at only certain states' colleges or a state's colleges. Kind of depends on how many players are available. Those are every Wednesday and Saturday. We have a start of a playoff run coming this Saturday, so there might be more if that team gets the win. You guys get the video 50 likes, so you guys have a whole bunch of content coming. That's really the synopsis of that. New series coming, end of a series coming, and potentially the same even for the States Only Challenge. We will see, and you will see, as long as you stick around. So again, hit that bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the subscription button, and definitely tap that bell icon. We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers. First big milestone here. I appreciate all those who have been, currently are, and will be joining as we will continue on with trying to go back to a little bit more of some story-based gameplay that we had in Madden 23 while still keeping very traditional. So I hope you guys enjoy the testing couple episodes that we've had, and hope you enjoy tomorrow's episode. So we'll see you guys then for the ending of the Rams traditional franchise here on the channel. It should be a good one.